Welcome back to SoulSymPlays. We're on Monster Hunter Rise now, so um, it's a far more engaging game at the moment. No, you're fine. You're perfectly fine. I honestly prefer, you know, this. Um, my urgency. My urgency to complete last season season pass was because the exotic was a bow. Not even joking. Like the.
Welcome to my shop.
I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
But
I was just saying, Vaughn's playing Destiny, but he's sitting over there, sitting in the corner, going, "Anybody got any of that Monster Hunter?"
I'll give you a hot pocket, man.
like, it'd be great. Like the Monster Hunter crossover would be great in a second regard in that it would introduce a new activity type to the game. I mean, maybe technically. Technically, you could consider any of the bosses that we fight monsters, but the capture command mechanic, rebuilding the prison of elders, that would be like a new activity that we could do. Now that we've established that there's an alliance of all of the races, and all of the races have their own outlaws, we could restock the village of the prison of elders, and prompt a return of the activity.
What the fuck?
For next year's expansion. It'd be a thing.
I just want to see a Rathalos with fucking solar powers.
Of Warlock in Rathalos armor.
Fuck that. The way y'all bitching that community, give them a fucking Fatalis and I'll shut up.
Oh.
You guys think this strike is hard? Fight this goddamn thing.
You just see a Cabal riding in on a Basil Geese.
Fucking B-52 dragon and shit.
Title would have like looking protect immediately. I killed this fucking Magamalo to get it away just so like this endemic life response. But as I kill it, a fucking ant dash shows up in evil form. Fucking tank. That's the reason why I'm glad I didn't bring the devil kill back to fucking right. That was like the most annoying thing, especially in multi-zone hunts. Like, alright, cool, I can kill this thing, let's go on to the next thing. As we're trying to move on, fucking devil goes like, oh, I can lunch for me. Oh,
I like the devil do.
Oh, you made lunch. You shouldn't have.
I mean, again, when you have it, when you have its metabolism, that's what you gotta do. No, that's literally it. Like, it has such a high metabolism, it burns through all of its food. Yeah, it just burns through its food in like 2 hours. The thing is eating away whole ecosystems.
You realize it's just a giant chimera from fucking Resistance Fall of Man.
Well, like it's just like, no, I don't care. Even if it sees an Elder Dragon, it's like, I don't care. I'm going to attempt to eat you. I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, did you ever play that game, Vaughn? Resistance Fall of Man.
I think I played the beginning of one of them.
It was a
premiere launch title for the
it was a launch title for the PS3.
Yeah, but I love the enemies because they were most of them were mutated humans, but the whole concept was that like they had like cooler packs on their back because their metabolism was so high. It actually, like, if they didn't have something cooling their body, they would
They
spontaneously
would
combust.
overheat. Mm-hmm.
So it was
So
really
one
fun
of
to
the
just
ways
shoot
that you
the
could, it was a
shoot the
critical
pack
point.
off their back.
Like it was crazy. It's such a great game. That game gave us the auger. There was a gun that
The
you
only I
had.
remember from it was the auger, the fucking gun
It
that could
could
put up a
shoot
wall and
through
fire through it.
walls.
Yeah.
It could.
The only I remember for them damn gun. Outside of that, I was like, it's an okay game.
Yeah.
I like
and
the auger, the sniper rifle that slowed time.
There was a cryo rifle. The multiplayer was also pretty good too. It was like it was basically TF2, but with human and chimerian classes.
Well, no, because
Well-
you couldn't play as multiple chimera. It was just a human or a chimera foot soldier. That was it.
Right, but I mean the loadouts that you could run with in that game.
You can make your own. It was basically like COD with an alien, but the difference was the humans could, the humans got a sprint mode, like the ability to sprint at will, whereas the chimera could go into overheat mode, where they would run like super fast, but it would cause them to eventually start taking damage. So. It had the best
so
guidable.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. It was the presets that I considered to be different classes that I'm presuming, because because they did have preset loadouts with different weapon styles, but
yeah, okay. Well, I love they had the best guidable rocket launcher that's really ever existed in a video game. Well, no, second best. Best one was still the fucking the nuke from the original Unreal Tournament. The original Unreal Tournament nuke.
What would you like to do? These are the available quests.
I will join you guys once we're done here. It'll be a little bit though.
I wish you luck.
Actually, that begs the question. MEK, do you want to do Steel Path worm runs tonight, or you want to wait till like later in the week?
Later in the week.
Alright,
Okay.
questions.
Saturday maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, just wanted to check. Ah, motherfucker!
Give me a second.
That's disgusting. The status effects like spreading thing. So I was down and I just started pouring rounds into one enemy and suddenly everything around it had slash procs.
Yep.
That's gross.
Everything's chasing you again. I guess because I'm constantly invisible. So,
Yeah, I guess
so
that
you're
makes sense.
you're the only person that saw the fucking aggro meters.
God damn!
I got you. Give me a second.
Take the slash proc, you bastard. Do it. Eat it.
Are you looking for a buddy? Nice talking to you.
No, 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 no.
weapons.
Just tell me what you need.
Oh, the Rogue's a cowboy.
Oh, stupid.
See you again soon. I got everything you need. So what can I help you with?
See, personally, I would love to see, like, another Star Wars Jedi Outcast, but just, you could literally pretty much just do a slap a skin over Warframe. You could with the way the power system works and everything.
Leave it to me.
Yeah.
Non-visible.
Like, obviously you need a little bit of work, but just the basics are already there.
Mm-hmm. Burst of speed would, sprint and just
Force
probably
jumping,
would
melee
have-
combat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty straightforward and simple. I mean,
And
this is a
then-
pretty straight port. There wouldn't be a ranged weapon system.
There would.
Rather, that would be your force powers, like some of your force
No.
powers.
No, your powers would just be your powers. You'd still have guns, just like in Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast, you had guns.
This is sure. Hold on, there was another Thrax. Where the fuck did he disappear?
One of my favorite things to do in that was to chuck a grenade behind a bunch of stormtroopers and then pull it back as it was detonating, so it blew them forward, like towards me, and then I'd see how many of them I could hit on the way past with a lightsaber. Did you never play the Academy games?
Mm-mm. I didn't have access to them because my
they're like they're on sale on PS5, the PlayStation Store like 90% of the time. So
That's fair. I mean, I will consider taking them because the thing is having the time to play them at this point.
understandable, but I was just letting you know because they're like $5 a piece.
Amber. Who's Amber?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Ready to go.
Yeah, there was like 10 something different guns, Mech.
Somewhere around there.
And it would actually switch Korean from third person when you were doing melee to first person if you were doing guns.
That's interesting. Well, yeah. Because I mean, I really wish that there were more sword styles in Destiny, because Destiny does do that. Because it's a thing. It's really irritating that there's only 2 freaking styles of swords. Like, yes, there's like 20 different looks for one of the swords, but they all swing the same. They all swing exactly the flippin' same.
Not one. Titan gets access to swing one, that one swings.
Oh, okay.
Bring it! It swings
Like the like the high sword kind of.
Gotcha.
No. The high force.
Oh wow.
And what I'm talking about is like, this, the Titan specific, like,
Welcome, viewer.
Well, that's me. I didn't realize I forgot you switched, so because when I looked up at my screen, because from watching the old one, I just saw Lewis Black ranting, and I was like, oh, because it auto played something else. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
let's go over to the next thing.
Yeah, that's the thing that fresh. Of course he is. He ain't wasting no time.
All right, so just 3 more levels, cool. Yep, but that's how you know Texas sucks ass. At 4 a.m. this morning, it was pouring down like I was late to gathering two of every animal, and at at noon, 90 degrees, and fucking sunny and shit.
Yeah, it sounds like Georgia weather.
It's all bullshit weather.
Georgia be doing some stupid stuff like that.
Limbo, Inaros. Wow, I got shit this time, Mac. I got a Lavos, an Ivara, a Limbo, Inaros, and Chroma. I'm probably either gonna go with a Naros or Limbo. Oh, well, I have, I will be of no help, Mech, because, I have no weapons. None of the weapons loaded. There's nothing here.
Hey, the sun.
I'm gonna leave and have you send me an invite. That's a problem, dude. You can't load me into the fucking roguelike game mode and not give me a weapon. Any weapon.
Yeah, I don't think your animation is able to actually keep up with you. What is allowing you to do that?
Oh. Did you leave with me, man?
Well, it hosts my grid and
Oh, because it still shows you with me.
I know, it hosts my grid and then booted me, so it probably never kicked me out of the
Okay.
I didn't grab anything from the chest. I'm smart. Wasting money.
We're getting close to the point.
I know. I wasn't actually concerned about it.
I don't know how I should feel about that, but hello.
I mean, it's kind of standard practice that the last thing was said is
No, you
used
weren't.
against
My
the person
jokes are
who
funny.
enters.
Lies. No. Oh my god. The only thing that was funny was somebody tried to bow up on me and one of my other coworkers today because we told them to watch their child. This this guy who had been told at least a couple of times, like, hey, watch your child, because, you know, children aren't just supposed to run all over a fucking department store by themselves, because, you know, people be snatching, you know. And
Yeah, I reset the game, man, because it still had no weapons.
with a somewhat stern voice, because it was already 7 o'clock and I was already tired and annoyed, I said, sir, I need you to watch your child, okay? He's just over the toys, just by himself, you're on the other side of the store. At least keep him with him. It's in the daycare. And he starts trying to kind of like bow up, like he wanted to do something. I'm like, no, don't get your ass whooped just because I told you to watch your damn kid. Like, no.
That is
Like I will kick your ass in front of your kid and then make you watch him. Don't play with my life.
Well, just do it the easy ways.
You work in retail. You have anger to get out.
Oh,
I was
dude, give me a reason.
Just do.
Services, like, frat house is destined, but you have enough pent-up rage from multiple Burger Kings and McDonald's that, like, I guarantee the first person to take you off the wrong way is going to the hospital.
If he's lucky, fuck.
I would just do it the easy way. Tell them, look, watch your kid, or I'll call social services and they can take your kid. Take you, like, or you could just do the easy route and get the fuck out.
Like, it was just so funny how because I think he said something along the lines of like, "Are you a parent? No, don't tell me how a parent." And I'm like, I'm not a parent. I already know to watch your child.
Just put a sign up in the window that says unattended children will be given like fuck tons of sugar.
God Almighty.
That is not. I have a fucked up mind because unattended children will be given away, and I went, what?
Okay, I'm so glad
that works too. That works too.
Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that went there.
It's like on the door of the like I don't know how your daycare in the store is shaped, but like just like on the door of the daycare just put bargain bin.
Oh, there's no daycare there. That's the thing. That's the thing, Bobby. There's no daycare. We would just have to put it in the toy section.
Yeah, there it is.
Because that's where parents just leave their kids and just meander.
Like the cell hat starts talking at Mach 10.
Once it gets to that stage, if you want to get your kid, you got to auction for.
It's like you have lost your rights. You must buy your children back. Oh man.
God. It's like, it is not that hard to be a freaking parent. Watch your child.
Actually, Destin, the best response next time somebody but are you a parent? But I don't know, are you?
Because like depending on your answer to this question means if I call the cops or not.
That's I mean, hey, it's a solid point.
It's like, I can hurt your feelings real quick. I'm playing my life.
Okay, so pick another screen.
Yep.
Because I need to kill this Rafi and I think.
Hello. Which quest would you like?
It's not that hard to jump from point A to point B. I know you're old, but not that old.
Good luck out there.
MEK, have you seen the Nightwave items?
I looked at some of them, but
Number 28 is a gene mask for your Kubrow that makes it look like the fucking Javiri dogs.
oh, nice.
Which means we'll eventually get one for the Drifter Keeler suit collection. What the hell is this? What the fuck? Oh, it's not bad looking. Yeah, okay. I ain't mad about that. Where was... Alright, I was gonna load into it by myself.
Powerful equipment is important, but you want to look good in battle too. Sometimes it's hard to choose.
Either that or you're...
Until next time.
Damn it.
Cat's probably thinking I'd be in less pain if you stopped picking me up.
He still loves to be picked up. It's like, if he's alive by the time you guys show up over here, one thing he'll definitely ask for is to be picked up and put on your shoulders. He'll like that. It's like literally his favorite thing is either be on someone's like shoulder or be held in such a way that like he's peeking over your shoulder, but like you're holding.
Can I have you later then?
He's a 13-year-old cat that loves to be held like that.
I got everything you need.
My friend, my my friend used to have a cat like that, but like
Ours are
she was different because she would. It wasn't that she liked being picked up. It's that if we were ever like we're chilling out and watching like a movie or something, she had to watch with us.
Okay,
I think
I
we
loaded in by myself, Mech. Still no weapons.
like I think we did like
Somebody got a
this is
problem with
when
you,
there
bro.
was still like only 7 Saw movies.
I mean,
We did
if
a
anything,
whole
I'll just go
marathon.
through the gate
Oh,
and see what it does.
She sat with us the
Okay,
whole
no.
time.
As soon as I picked a Warframe, the weapons appear. So okay, I guess that'll work. Tigris Prime, yeah, Tigris Prime. Oh, the Nagataka. Sigma Noctantis, sure. And Piranha Prime, yeah. Yes.
Crystalline flower.
Do you think I should do Inaros or Limbo?
It's up to you. I don't even know what the hell I have yet. Let's put a load in.
Anaros, throw sand in their eyes.
See you again soon.
I even have soft hydroid. Hopefully, I get decent weapons. Nothing else is worth the job done.
Up 25 more intrinsics and just get to 10 on that one, and then I just have to level up the horse stuff.
Here we go.
Oh.
Figure this thing is. Doesn't work anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I can't do that. Oh, well.
Two more levels and I'm done with the intrinsics.
Oh, nice. I got 90-25 more to get up to endurance 10, and then I gotta get riding up, and that's it. It's at 7 right now, so 4 more, or 3.5 levels.
Let's see what you have.
Ready when you are.
Oracle tells him where Black Manta is, and then I think Batwing, or I can't think of Batwing.
Yeah.
Black dude in like a Batman like suit that can fly. Like brings him
Yeah,
to
Batwing.
dock, and then Spoiler and Tim Drake are there, and then they tell him like where Black Manta, they tell him the places that they see or adopt Black Manta, and he's like, okay, cool, I'll check the waters. But as he jumps in, both of them are like, no, wait! Then there's silence, and then he jumps back out of the water, covered in purple, going, what did you people do to that water? Yeah, we tried to warn you. The water around Gotham is not healthy for anything. It is basically just poison, and then he mutters to himself, sometimes poison ivy's right enough. Like, this place, like, no one should be living in Gotham. There's more to the comic, I haven't actually finished it yet, but I just got to that point, I thought it was funny.
She's not a villain, she's just an eco-terrorist.
I mean, yeah, it's like.
She tries to kill CEOs of corporations that poison the environment. She yes, collateral damage of her experiments, not her active intent. Her intent is to revitalize nature and give it the ability to defend itself.
I mean, I feel like
If
the
people
intent
dis-
don't matter when someone you care about dies to poison ivy. I feel like you're not gonna give a fuck if that's
Well,
That-
if they died to a plant that was made sentient by poison ivy,
I mean, yeah, but she's killed people,
Yes.
like,
yes, and she has
that
killed,
aren't just CEOs, that are just, yeah, like,
and more important. I was gonna say, and the fact, and that unfortunately, Kareem, as much as I enjoy Poison Ivy as a character, she's also they touch on it in the Harley Quinn thing, and obviously they make a joke about it, but yeah, she's also like she wants to save the planet, but that is only like her hidden agenda behind. She wants to save the planet her way because Swamp Thing's flat out told her, "Nah, you're not doing it right." And yeah, like, and Swamp Thing's like, "Nah, don't stop what you're doing. We will have no part of your bullshit. Stay away from us." And yeah, so.
Yeah, she is an egotistical eco-terrorist, but she is an eco-terrorist. Like, yeah, it's
well, because again, Swamp Thing flat out told her, if the humans ever do anything that's actually going to cause proper harm to the planet, like something that the planet can't recover from, not just they can't recover from, he'll step in and do something. He hasn't done it yet. So the whole point is.
yeah, I know that.
Well, not only that, it's like.
Yes, there's an entire primordial force there are several primordial forces. Yep. Yes, he was. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, Cool's been trapped. Gotcha.
If I had to pick a Batman rogues gallery that, like, if anything, I could give the benefit of the doubt, I legitimately, the only one I can think about that, like, I know, because I don't know a lot of things I know, but, out of all of them, I, like, really appreciate the most, but I also appreciate the most because he's justifiably just fucking insane. Like, everyone in Rogue Gallery is insane, but he's just insane, and then also twisted morals, like, he's a point, and it comes up, you know.
Yeah, because that's how he. Yeah, because that's how he was. As Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent was bound. Like he would make deals based off of a coin flip. Like he was like as the DA, he kept that quarter. He used that same quarter, and when he became Two-Face, like that was the one thing that kind of like that allowed his consciousness not to be broken by the attack that
I'll do
scarred
the
him.
survival and then leave, because
And-
Hydroid's not going to leave shit here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kept it.
Yeah. So
Kept him somewhat grounded.
right. It's the thing that allows Harvey to still be present in the face of Two-Face's nonsense. Like that's the part of Two-Face that's still Harvey.
Well, my favorite Batman villain, the one I empathize with the most is Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Freeze actually...
'Cause
Freeze is still his best villain, because, like, Freeze's
He's
whole
the
thing was, like,
only
he
good
couldn't
guy.
get fit.
yeah.
I mean, he still killed people. It was like, he did, like, he was literally doing it with a legit purpose. Like, I want to get the funding to basically save my wife. And, like, after that happens, whatever punishment you want to dole out, I don't give a fuck anymore, but, like...
Yeah.
I
My
want
wife
to
is
save her
alive.
before you do it.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
based in most cases.
Like, I got what I wanted.
Freeze is generally the one villain that, like, Batman can legitimately talk to, because he knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, I know you're not doing this for shits and giggles, like, you want to save your wife, Nora, and then literally is like, I will help you stabilize her in any way, but after that, like, I'm taking you in, because, like, I can't let you do this. Like, I understand why you're doing it, and it makes complete sense, but, like, I can't do it. There was even one where, like, once it happened, Nora was pretty much like, he was like, I think the best one that did it was fucking Arkham Knight. Because in Arkham Knight, basically Batman lets Nora out, she has to calm Victor down, and he's like, we won't have a lot of time left. She's like, cool, then let's spend it with each other instead of you doing this. Like, you're gonna die and I'm gonna die. We might as well just spend our time together instead of you trying to find a way for us to live eternally.
Yeah. And they've done that a few times and stuff where like Batman's because he flat out said multiple times, he's like, I don't kill people unless they get in my way. But he takes things, it's like rich people have fancy diamonds that will fund my research. You don't need these. You want these. You don't need these. Are these really worth your life? No, they're worth her life. Get the fuck out of my way.
Right.
But he won't think twice to freeze you and shatter you with a backhand to get the money he wants for that. Don't care.
He did
And I'm
bad
100%.
things that were driven with the purest of intention.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Batman has a
Like,
lot
I don't
of.
want you to understand. I can't see my wife back. And you're in
Batman
the
has
way
a
of that,
lot
so
of.
you-
He has a lot of lawful evil villains. He has a lot of lawful evil rogues because Cobblepot Penguin is lawful evil. Like, yeah, he's a mobster. He is a mobster, but he conducts himself.
He
By
basically
code,
knows where he
like-
is in the pecking order in most cases.
Right.
So like,
He
at a
does
certain
not-
point in time, he's not gonna try specific things. Yes, the pecking order thing was intentional. Like,
Yeah, like he'll stack up to the fucking non-supervillains in Gotham. He'll even stand up to Two-Face, but he won't without like a lot of backup. He won't throw down with Joker. He won't get in Poison Ivy's way or any of the other ones with powers. He just
Right.
doesn't. He's not stupid.
Yeah, and he's very much. I live
He's
by the law of the
pragmatic,
street.
basically.
Yes, I live by the law
Yes.
of the street, not the law of Gotham. And the reason why he lives by the law of the street is because the law of Gotham failed him so many times as a child. So he's like, he saw how lucrative the underground was, and decided that he could reclaim his family's lost fortune in some timelines. Like in some. Yeah, I think it's the main timeline. His family was also affluent, but they lost their money early in his childhood, and he basically has a chip on his shoulder about getting it back.
Yeah, the biggest issue is he doesn't believe the fact that his parents squandered their money, and that's why they lost it. Because his dad was shady as fuck.
Right. So basically, he became the ultimate shady guy
Protect you.
to get back the fortune that his dad lost by being incompetent about being shady.
Just been more shady, Pop. It wouldn't have been.
If he had been cleaner, if you cleaned up your mail, if you cover your tracks better, we wouldn't have this situation. So I'm going to show you how to be a real gangster by being the best gangster to ever gangster in the gangster city of all gangster cities to ever exist
And
in this ridiculous
and see,
nonsense.
one of the things I think is funny is the fact that Batman, like the only other Justice League hero that has villains that you can actually reason with is Flash. But
Yeah.
Batman has some of the worst villains, but he also has some of the only ones you can actually talk to. You can't talk to any of Superman's villains. You can't sit down and have a discourse and be like, maybe we do this another time. Maybe, come back next week. You can't do that. You can't set a new playdate with Darkseid. That doesn't work. Or, well, more importantly, Superman can't set another playdate with Darkseid. Batman can.
Yes. Because Darkseid understands that Batman has no qualms about killing anything that's not human.
Oh yeah.
Like, like,
Alien? Bet. Let me get my 12 gauge. I thought you don't use guns. Yeah.
no. It's,
No, I don't use guns. This is very distinctly a bat tool. See? There is difference.
I had Lucius whip up something. It's not a
Robin,
gun.
go grab the battery. What's a Terry?
It took you a while, didn't it? There. Hmm.
I had to just let that one simmer. That was amazing.
It's been floating around the internet for like a couple of years now.
That one might be old. I was about to say, that one might be older than you, Vaughn.
Apparently, if I put raw meat down in the water while there's a bunch of these fangs, these monsters,
Mm-hmm.
these monsters will actually swarm the area with the meat and deal damage to the monster.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
But also, the depends on.
That. Sorry, this conversation reminded me of one of my favorite episodes of the Justice League, where two like random younger heroes go to find Flash, and they're like, and he's sitting in a bar just drinking, and they're like, "Isn't that one of your villains over there?" He's like, "Oh yeah," or he's like, "Aren't you gonna capture that villain?" Because he's in a bar with
Mirror
was it-
Master. No, Weather Master.
no, it's Prankster. What is his name?
Prankster or comedian?
Prankster. He's in the
Mark
bar
Hamill's character.
with Mark Hamill's character, and he turns around. He's like, "Oh right." He turns around. Hey, after you finish that, don't forget to turn yourself in. Will do, Flash. I was like, yes.
He's like, "What are you doing out?" He was like, "What are you doing out of prison?" I told no. He's like, "What are you doing out of the mental institution?" I've gotten better. They just don't understand it yet. Now you know your doctors are here to help you be to get better, right? You know they're not trying to do anything to hurt you. Yeah, I get it. I understand. So all right. So you're gonna finish this drink. You're gonna turn yourself in, right? Yeah. Okay, I got you, Flash. Like.
Got me again, Flash.
Like.
Fuck all of y'all for bringing that up, because it still brings up like the saddest episode in Unlimited, the fucking Batman Beyond one, where fucking Batman sit there and talk Ace into her death, and it's like, yeah, this is why Project Cadmus was like full of shit. Like y'all knew y'all was fucked up for doing this. She was like, yeah, y'all got y'all super weapon, and y'all robbed me of my childhood, and it's like, yeah.
It's just, man, so many things happen in Justice League.
Because
Like
fucking
the
Paul Dini knew how to actually write those damn stories, for God's sakes.
I don't have anything good. I guess maybe Steinak.
I got a
I'll
Baruch,
take that.
so I'll be able to kill everything quite easily.
Yeah, because that was one of my favorite things was like you mentioned the episode, but the fact that Batman's probably like the ballsiest motherfucker. Because who else would actually go? Who else without superpowers would go into a realm of just
literal
instant,
demons.
just instant death if she wanted it.
But that's the point. The whole thing was that like he knew Ace wasn't doing it because she wanted to. He knew Ace was doing it because she was really being forced to. Like she even said it herself. She's like, I read your mind. I knew you wasn't gonna use it. And he's like, yeah. She's sitting there like, yeah, it's fucked up, right? She's like, Cadmus is constantly asking me to use my powers. And it's like at the end of the day, Cadmus got their super weapon, and I got cheated out of a childhood. And it's just like, yeah, fucking Project Cadmus was horrendously fucked up.
Yeah.
100%. Like, because Amanda Waller is a horrible person.
I never actually watched the animated series, but I've seen lots of stuff. Was that the one where, like, at the end, Batman is walking out of a building and holding
Yeah, holding Ace.
like
The
a
whole,
corpse or some shit?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she had natural powers. Project Cadmus boosted them, but by boosting them, they basically accelerated her lifespan. They shortened her lifespan, so like she wasn't gonna make it basically past the age of 10. And like they expected Batman to use the device to basically help her, and like Batman was like, "There's no need," because basically the whole point was that he understood how she felt, and she knew that because he was robbed of his childhood, and so he was like, "I'm not gonna do this to you. Like I know what this feels like, and it's fucked up."
Yeah, so he just stayed with her because honestly, if he hadn't been carrying her body at that time, I guarantee he'd have beat the fuck out of Waller. Because I'm fairly certain the only difference, realistically, the only difference between Amanda Waller and anyone else in his Rose Gallery is government backing.
Right.
She's a worse monster than fucking any of them.
Yeah,
I believe even
because she
I
would
think Joker,
use any last one. She would use every single one of them, and at the drop of a dime, if it meant that it would progress the agenda of the
I mean, again,
government.
she said it again. Like they had Viola Davis play her in Suicide Squad. And she said it best: getting people to go against their own best interests for the sanctity of the U.S. government is what I do best.
I do for a living. Like
it's just like, yeah. I don't know. Viola Davis playing Amanda Waller was exceptional. Like, and again,
Yeah.
she said the best line that explains Amanda Waller: "Getting anyone to act against their own self-interest for the betterment of the U.S. government is what I do." Like, I know how to pull this off, and I'm gonna fucking do it.
yeah, no, honestly, I think even Joker said that he's like, I really enjoy her work. Like, he knows what the fuck she is. Oh, you're talking about the fucking...
there's the gangster, the comedian, and the clown. There's the gangster, the psycho, and the comedian. The psycho is the one that's currently
in the Suicide
around.
Squad
Yeah,
movies.
the
He
Suicide Squad.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Jared Leto. There's that one.
Which is annoying because I've seen Jared Leto did a really good job of playing the character. It's just a poorly written character.
Right. Because
He
yeah.
did a fantastic job playing that Joker.
Now, unfortunately, he did a shitty job playing Morbius, but they also did a shitty job
Well,
writing
they did a
Morbius.
job. It was the way they wrote Morbius. Like it was the way they wrote Morbius. It was just like because G and I we watched it. Morbius was a decent movie. It's just
You hold your lying tongue.
no like legitimately. So the I mean it could have been the release that I saw, which was the most like the one that was on I think it was like either Prime or one of the streaming services. That's when that's where I watched it. Break large. Okay, hold on. Urgent Quest. Restless Swamp. Okay. Um.
I wish you luck.
Who's Mark? What's Mark at?
Mark put up a 20.
Oh, okay. But so the basically like the plot wasn't great, but the way that they shot things was acceptable. Like again, it wasn't an amazing movie. It wasn't even really a good movie. It was just it exists. You know, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And the climax was trash. Like the ending of that movie was rushed like nobody's business. Like I feel like there was legitimately another 15 to 20 minutes that should have been at the end of that movie, but there just wasn't. It felt unfinished more than it felt bad.
Well, yeah, it felt unfinished because they left out half the plot, which is considering the fact that, you know, he's a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, but
to begin with,
they had to make the movie without mentioning Spider-Man. Yeah, like, because you know,
fuck that shit.
Sony thought that they could use they could make a Spider-Verse series of movies that excluded Spider-Man.
Yeah, and that's why it's stupid. Like, don't get me wrong. I think for what it is, I think the Venom movies are entertaining, but plot-wise, they're fucking terrible.
Right.
And especially in the second one, like again, the animations for what they did with Carnage were actually really good until the tornado thing. That was just so literally like just like with fucking Venom. Carnage's powers are similar to Venom's, but Carnage can like I guess spread himself more than Venom can. But I think that has more to do with the mentality of Cassius. Yeah, as opposed to Eddie. Eddie's mentality is more focused on like personal power, so he fights like a person with, well, for lack of a better term, like with whips. Whereas Cassius's brain just doesn't fucking work right, so he's all over the place, and so is his symbiote.
Cletus Cassidy was always psychotic.
Yeah, he was crazy before he got the symbiote. And
yeah, that's
getting a broken, like bonding with a broken symbiote. Yes, sir.
So I just found this out. If you have stacks of if you have a Vade extender or Monster Hunter Rise, that also increases the distance and the distance of wire bugs too. Like,
yeah.
I've been noticing that it's sending me farther than normal.
Yep, that's part of my Banabra armor. Oh god damn it. Yeah, I picked the wrong thing. Fuck. Yeah, but one of the scenes, when Cletus gets the symbiote, he starts breaking out of prison, and he's just, he's killing people left and right. Cool, whatever. And then at one point, he's just like, "Oh, you're running? Let's try this." And he starts to spin in a circle and creates a literal tornado of wind. And I'm like, this is not a Looney Tunes flick. What is this bullshit? Like, I've seen Carnage spin and manifest blades out of his body and just, like, start slicing up things. That's fine. You want to do a blender trick? I'm fine with that. But literally spinning fast enough to create wind, no.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I wonder if that's something to look up, though. I wonder if that's, like, something slightly obscure that, like, the Carnage with the symbiote isn't strong enough.
I mean,
it's not.
theoretically speaking, if any symbiote were to get strong enough, like, because Noel is capable of some stupid stuff, and he made the
No, but yeah,
symbiote.
Noah was the symbiote god,
Yeah.
though.
I'm not specifically talking about like physical strength of actually being able to contort, but if you actually like think about what symbiotes are composed out of, like would it necessarily be entirely improbable that a symbiote-based life form could, like, through their own, like, I'm just gonna say like because their body is not just a fluid or a solid, but because in our own reality. I believe it's called a
Newtonian fluid.
thing, can actually make that fluid generate like simply by how it's it. So it's not entirely improbable that like Carnage being as insane as it is because of space capacity, it contorting and twisting its body, maybe not necessarily generating a wind pressure by swinging its force necessarily around, but it's quite literally contorting its body in such a way that when it releases the tension, it does have that sense. The tension of its body would be stronger than something that it could do without it. Kind of like the same reasoning as to why Luffy is able to deal more damage by swinging his arm backwards and then throwing a punch rather than throwing an over punch.
Yeah, it's kinetic force.
Toon Force.
No, kinetic force.
Yes.
The first one is kinetic force. Gear 5 is Toon Force. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, you're literally just talking about what a rubber band does. But you doesn't matter how much you pull a rubber band, you cannot create a wind tunnel with it. It doesn't work. And the second reason it wouldn't work with Carnage is because symbiotes are not just weak against sonic vibrations; they're weak against heat. Spinning that fast to create a tornado would cause so much friction buildup you'd burn yourself.
Or at the very least, dry yourself out.
They're not grouping up this time at all. Oh. Are you just ripping through them?
I am.
Okay. But, like, I'm a big Carnage fan, and look what they did to him with that one scene. Like, everything else was pretty spot on. Like, I'll give the movie that. Like, pretty spot on. But it was just that one scene I really took issue with. Like, even the rest of it, the way he behaves with the symbiote, well, especially in 2, I like the way he behaves with the symbiote. In 1, but like I could never enjoy the movies properly because it like fucked up the origin story. It just feels long.
And then them trying to reconnect him to Spider-Man.
Yeah, with the
like,
end of
he's literally not even remotely involved in your origin at all. Or you just, like, and then also Tom Holland just said that he's done playing Spider-Man. So, like, yes,
yeah, Tom Holland's done.
Tom
playing
Holland,
Spider-Man.
yeah, he said he's done playing Spider-Man.
So, which means we have to get a new one to continue the rest of.
Oh, good. This is our third Spider-Man. Oh, fourth Spider-Man. I'm sorry. This is our fourth.
Well,
Spider-Man.
maybe there are rumors that they might get Garfield to come back.
Because he wants to come back.
Yeah.
He's very upset that he didn't get to finish this.
Well, I mean that's because they did a really stupid design with some of the characters. Though. Well, I shouldn't say that because like, so, Tobey Maguire did a better job with Peter Parker, in my opinion. Andrew Garfield did a really good job with the like the way the combat mechanics of Spider-Man, like the way he moved, especially move in like he didn't have linear thinking with his moveset.
Yeah, because they base his moveset on that one like more like luchadors. So which is like would make sense with how he can move. It's like his moves they're not orthodox. They're very unorthodox because like why would you fight in an orthodox way when you don't have to? Oh,
exactly. Which is,
like,
you know,
Pete's Pete's fighting style was very, very stiff, very static. Um, like he moved when it was absolutely necessary. Like when someone was trying to escape from him, or he was trying to escape from someone else. That was primarily when Pete moved, or rather when Toby moved. In my personal opinion, I feel like Andrew Garfield did a better Pete and Spidey, but they were just shown in different environments. You saw Toby in high school, whereas you saw Pete like just after high school, and in early college. So
you're talking about Toby and Andrew.
And Andrew, I'm sorry, Toby and Andrew, I'm sorry. Yeah, Toby and Andrew. Um, you saw them at different stages in Pete's life, and
well, the other reason is because they were going off the Andrew Garfield was basically going off the Unlimited, or no, sorry,
Amazing.
Was it Amazing? I thought
it
was
amazing.
It was amazing.
No, it was Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, and the Gwen Stacy stuff.
Right.
Which, you got to see more of the intelligence of Peter because his powers weren't handed to him.
Hold on one second. Meg, is there a fucking ghost right here just continuously firing and not coming down?
There is. It
Okay.
is. It's still doing damage. Still got hit with a Mac prop. Body just glitched out.
So you didn't see Pete flex his intelligence very much. Like you didn't see Toby's flex his intelligence much. He was present for conversations.
The first one kind of established it already.
Yeah,
well,
like they let you know that he was a smart kid, but you don't really get to see him do anything with his intelligence. Whereas with Andrew, you got to see him make his web shooters. You saw him helping Dr. Connors. He was actively doing science and researching and tech stuff. Whereas in Toby's Peter was just it was more about his social life and his connection to people.
Yeah, it was the older ones where it was like, it was never a doubt that he was smart. It was just like, he has to balance these two aspects. I mean, they showed it, they just didn't show him. Like, because even in the first three, it was like, he worked with Doc Ock. Doc Ock noted his intelligence, but he was like, you are smart, but you're lazy. But it's like, it's not him knowing that Peter was Spider-Man. It wasn't lazy because he was lazy, it's because, he's fucking moonlighting. So.
Yeah, he's too busy.
Hold on. Wow, now, my goodness.
What happened?
Okay. No. Yeah, I noticed that, but no, I had, before I noticed that he was running away, I had started to lay down my trap. Then I started running, and as soon as I started running, my character stopped and then tried to put down his trap. And I was like, yeah. But, yeah, so, everybody knows that Pete's smart, and it was understood, it was one of those things that they didn't take the time to convey to the audience because it was assumed that anybody who's going to go see Spider-Man already knows that Peter is a genius. So, we don't need to show him being a genius. We don't even need to explain the web shooters. He just has them. They altered one of the things that showcases Pete's intelligence most frequently by just handing it to him as opposed to making him develop it to coincide with the abilities that he has to climb on walls and everything else. And by proxy, you don't see Pete being a free flowing, or you don't see him loosen up in any shape, form, or fashion as Tobey Maguire's, like in Tobey Maguire's portrayal, until he gets the symbiote, and then he goes in like a hard left into the other direction, you know. Look with the whole emo phase, the pseudo edge that they had him play. Um,
Out of energy.
so like, cause like the emo Pete in Spider-Man 3 was nauseating
Hilarious and cringeworthy. Still love it.
It was, but there is. It's not quite. They exaggerated a bit, but there is a point in Spectacular Spider-Man where he does get like kind of mopey and broody and just says, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want," and kind of doesn't really go act like that, but he doesn't hold back on people. So when somebody does something he doesn't like even when he's not wearing the outfit, he's just kind of like, you know what? I would normally just go on about my day, but fuck you. Let me tell you off and tell you why you're wrong. So he does get very confrontational when he gets like that. And he's kind of confrontational in when he's doing the whole emo Peter thing, but he's confrontational in the same way of what happened? What is going on? Oh, you already started it.
Yeah, like I loaded in and then I walked forward and was like looking at something on my phone and didn't notice it was in top.
Oh, okay.
Whatever,
Sure.
you can go collect it. I'll keep it active. Keep it
One second, I'm trying to.
That's fine.
Okay, I guess this won't work. I don't even know if I found one already or not.
Still busy.
I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Yeah, like honestly, Tobey Maguire. When I meant specifically about his Peter Parker aspect was literally like college Peter trying to be like, well, trying to the actual secret identity, trying to be the average college student. Like he pulled that part off well. You're right. I agree with you in the fact that they didn't really showcase his intelligence, but again, it was kind of one of those assumed things.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't trying to pull in audiences on that one for like new Spider-Man. They were like, hey, you guys like Spider-Man? Here's Spider-Man on the big screen. You know about Spider-Man. We'll recap the origin story because I kind of have to, but we don't need to put in every detail. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was, like I said, I liked his portrayal of Spider-Man. Peter a little less so, but mostly because of the time period they picked. I don't like high school Peter. I like college Peter. I've never cared for that as much. But the two main things I didn't think they did a good job with on Garfield's Spider-Man was, one, first of all, what the fuck was with his hair?
He was a early 2000s kid.
How did he not have a poof at the top of his fucking mask? Fucking motherfucker had to glue that shit down with a hairnet. Motherfucker, I have white folk hair.
Yeah, I know. It's a variation. There's a whole variety of colors, textures.
Yeah, there's lots of.
I know.
That's
I was
for
making a
everybody,
joke
but
about something else.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke at how it's like.
Let's see.
I had the same thought about Miles. It was just like, nah, man.
How does he get that fro down?
How in the fuck you keep that thing in there?
With the
What
right
Miles are you talking about?
Miles Morales.
Fuck the web shooters.
I know Miles, but like his hair just passed down. Like, motherfucker, you don't have black hair. You have mixed hair. I know. You know why, Vaughn. He's still. It's still West Indies. It's still Puerto Rican and black. It's still the same.
Which is
Motherfucker, I'm that. Like, what do you guess? It's still the same thing.
Vaughn's not wrong. He said Hispanic. He didn't say Mexican.
yeah.
No, I know
Rican is
that.
Hispanic.
But the
Or did you say
distinction.
Spanish?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
the distinction between Spanish and Puerto Rican is
Like I don't know tacos, fajitas, whatever they do. All right, damn it, like
Yo
like
quiero Taco Bell.
as Hispanics go, and I could be wrong by saying this, but uh, my understanding is the distinction between a Spaniard and a Puerto Rican is the distinction between a white person and a black person.
yes, motherfucker. Like I'm Jamaican and Puerto Rican. Like my hair is still black. Like
Puerto Rican,
congratulations.
Dominican.
There's still 75% nigga in there. God damn it. Like it's gonna be the same thing.
Where's that song?
I haven't found any more. Have you seen any?
No, I haven't even been looking. I've been doing the reactors. Let me I'll start looking.
No, yeah, that's
We don't have to
fine,
start the third one, so yeah.
Okay,
This
that
right
works.
now.
Oh, I think I found it. Hold on. How did I not fucking see that? That's really stupid. But I also did, like, the hair is something they could have easily changed, and I think that's why it bothers me as much, because it just seems really out of place for his character. But also I didn't like, I liked who they chose to do for his villains. I don't like the way they did his villains.
Yeah, I agree with
Like,
that.
I don't even mind, like, because a lot of people were doing, like, that was right around the beginning time of the whole, like, well, why are you making this guy black? Like, I think, what's his name, playing?
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx playing
Foxx.
Electro was fine. Just the way they animated Electro was not good.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
color thing, or the
That's why
whole
they
blue mouth
corrected
tint
it
was
in,
really weird. I never understood
right.
that one, especially.
That's
Yeah.
why they changed it in Far From Home.
Yeah,
No
they
Way
did a good
Home,
job
sorry.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job with it. He looked good in that. But
Yeah.
Ultimate, or was it amazing?
Amazing
that they,
Amazing
he actually-
Spider-Man too. And they had
Well,
fucking Paul Giamatti play Rhino.
Yeah, that was
for the
stupid
opening
as
and
fuck.
ending scene, like they did not give us nearly enough Rhino for them.
And Paul Giamatti as Rhino is just hysterically
Right.
bad. Like I love Paul Giamatti, but him as Rhino is just
It is not
It's-
the right move.
flabby, pasty white guy. That no,
Like
no.
you should have got a bigger person for Paul, like for Rhino. Like Paul Giamatti is not the guy that you
Rhino
think
should
of.
have. Rhino should have been played by fucking
The Mountain or
No, well, I mean, even going back, what was the wrestler that played in Destiny? You'll know this. Who played in See No Evil?
Kane.
Is Destin here?
Kane.
I think that was Kane. Yeah, I think it was Kane. Yeah, they could have gotten Kane to do it. 'Cause-
Yes, yes I did.
Fuck you, idiot.
Yeah, he went off and started fighting the Arzoros by himself.
No. That's not how it was. I lost the
Oh, the pull down. And yeah, I would agree.
And let me know if you're done now.
I think that was it.
I don't know. You're fine. You're fine. I just didn't want to interrupt you because you guys are actually actively doing something. Like Spider-Man conversation can wait. I still think the original Tobey Maguire film still had the best villains, like portrayals of the villains. Though I do think they did a really good job nailing Mysterio in the new one.
Yeah.
But I didn't like, and again, again, I forgot his name. The newest Spider-Man, he didn't do a bad job as Spider-Man, but
Tom Holland.
yeah, but I'm not a fan of them like bringing in his friend and MJ into the mix as like a backup team. Like it just feels off.
Well, the thing. Right. MJ's insistence has been the thing that has, and with the way that they rewrote everything, with them basically being on the collegiate, like the AP trivia, like they're the smart kids. They're all in this in the what was it? What was the club that they were a part of?
Yeah, mathletes. Yeah, they were mathletes.
Yeah. So they were all hyper intelligent individuals that could put that together if they were paying enough attention. And it just so happened that Pete was in precarious enough situations that it was easy for them to figure out. Because like if you even look at how they like the practicality of the situation for modern day, it's you wouldn't hide that from your best friends, especially if they were capable of backing you up in the way that MJ and not Genki, what's his name are, yeah. Because Genki is Miles' buddy, but
you're not wrong, but I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I didn't care for it because, like Vaughn mentioned, it's not just Spider-Man has been a loner. Peter's always been a bit of a loner, like, because he was so nerdy, he was always a bit of a loner. He didn't make friends, even with the other nerdy kids, because he was always, like, anytime he wasn't, like, doing science shit, he was trying to get with MJ. So he didn't have time for anyone else in his world. Well, that, and he was always helping out his aunt and uncle. So it was, family time, MJ time, and science time. There was nobody else besides Harry. And that's because Harry kind of insisted upon being friends with Peter because his money intimidated everyone else. And
Right,
Peter was the
but-
only one that was just like, I don't care.
yeah, but Tom's Harry was Tony. Tom's Harry was Tony.
Which was actually weird. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I did not like. I did not like that they had him fawn over Stark. And I'm like, Peter was fawned over Stark until Stark screwed him over, and he's like, yeah, I'm not trusting you. Like,
right, and
no, that's
MCU
why I
Tony
didn't like
never
that.
got that chance.
Yeah.
MCU Tony literally never got that chance. Like, he died long before he could cross Pete.
Yeah, that's where you cross the and also like MCU Tony, because the MCU is just anything that they're planning on doing. Tony Stark and at least the MCU had already reached that apex point of like, oh, I am a horrid douchebag that puts all my friends in danger.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Do that with this kid real quick.
It wasn't that. The thing is like, he actually admired Stark because of how, like, what Stark had achieved. But like, Stark gave him the Scarlet Spider suit, and then the thing is, Peter didn't know that he used the suit. He was actually reading Peter's brainwaves with the suit, so he figured out a way to actually basically nullify his spider sense so that he could actively deal with them should it become necessary.
Yep.
Once he did that, Peter was like, nah, all bets are off. I don't trust you anymore. Because it was like, wait a minute, I thought you were helping me. And it's like, I am helping you, but like, should a situation arise, I need to be able to deal with this one thing that's going to always give you a heads up on me. And he's like, nah, ever since then, he's like, fuck it. Like,
Right.
he still knows Stark, still admires him, but when he realized that, like, Stark gave him the suit not necessarily to help him, be better at the superhero gig, but just to basically have an edge on him should it ever become necessary, he's like, nah, fuck that. Especially when, like, there was the one timeline where they were doing the mutant and superhero registry, and like Stark was for that shit, and Peter was like, nah, this is bullshit. Like, I don't trust the government being able to do this. This is massively
Right, he's
problematic.
like, you understand the entire point of my existence. The one thing that I don't want my enemies to know is the thing that you're asking me to volunteer to continue to be a hero. No, bro, get out of here. You understand how many people that I have it out for me and would go after the people that I care about to get to me? Dude, you're stupid. Like, I understand you don't have anybody that you care about, but that doesn't mean that every hero out there does. Like, very specifically, the same, like it was the same argument that was presented in Civil War, the movie. Like, Tony got cornered by somebody, or Tony wanted like wanted to take responsibility because he was going through his midlife crisis. And
Well, and part of the issue that they didn't bring up, that they didn't bring up in the movie as much, which kind of bugged me, was like originally when the idea was presented, Tony wasn't
for it.
well, Tony wasn't for a registration per se, but it was the idea that superheroes needed to be held accountable when they made mistakes, and somebody else put forward the idea of a registration, and that's what Cap heard was registration. He had World War II flashbacks and got in Tony's face about it, and that's when you don't get in Tony's face. He's gonna push back. He's always gonna push back. So he kind of jumped on the bandwagon. Yeah, he doubled down on something that wasn't even technically his idea, to keep going.
Yeah,
because he just wanted superheroes to be...
Yeah, because the whole reason the conversation came up was because a teenage teen that was shooting a reality show tried to stop a villain without doing any they tried to stop, I think it was like a hostage situation, without doing any real research ahead of time, and the situation blew up in their faces, literally, killing a couple of the heroes and like a whole bunch of civilians because the individual either had an explosive power or had an explosive vest on.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and it was just it was a messy situation, and people were trying to.
Not to mention again, Spider-Man's been friends with like the X-Men, and like he also knew where that was going. Where he's like, if y'all start doing this, it's about to get real fucked up. Like y'all are doing the same things they tried to do to mutants, and it is not gonna go down the way y'all think it is.
Because they actually revealed in a creator commentary or dossier or whatever you want to call it, basically something that they were going to include in the Civil War original comics, but they never got around to it because of the way the story had just become like actiony. But Stark's original idea was basically, it was a registry, but it wasn't a registry with the government. It was a registry with him, and then because he was already a public figure and he had the money, he would be a liaison with the government. So if let's just say Ant-Man did something bad, he could go to the government and say, Ant-Man did something bad, the rest of us will bring in Ant-Man and hold him accountable, and then then if you feel like his crimes are grievous enough that you would need to reveal his identity to imprison him, then you could do so. He would have to stop being Ant-Man, but it wouldn't just be everybody gets their identity thrown out into the wind. It would be on Stark Tech that their identities were registered or whatever. Basically,
right.
he wanted to register them with Vision. He wanted Vision to know everything because Vision was, lawful good. So the government could trust. Oh, when you did something bad, Vision would say, "Hey, this person did something bad. We need to catch this person," without having to tell everybody who this person is. And that was the original idea, but as soon as the word registration was thrown out, Cap went off the deep end. And then they kind of reversed it in the movie by doing the whole reveal on Bucky for Tony, and having Tony get all emotional when it was like, no, Cap was wholesale the aggressor in the original Civil War. Like, in my opinion, Cap was the bad guy. Don't get me wrong, I do agree that registration wasn't a good idea, but Tony's
Cap
version
took it way farther than it needed to be.
Exactly. Like, to the point where people on Cap's side were actively doing terrorist actions against, like, Stark Tower and shit.
And I'm because they wanted to take down the surveillance measures that Tony was producing to keep track of everybody that didn't want to.
I mean, I can't pseudo blame them. It's like, cool, the government won't be spying on you. Some rich billionaire who also still has a bunch of problems is going to be the one technically spying on you. And it's like,
yeah, but it's somebody
over to Norman Osborn.
Exactly, but yeah, like at the same time, Mek, it was like, yeah, you're handing control of that over to Tony, but like Tony's had your back 101 times. You know this man. Like, yeah, he's got problems, but
I mean, it's yes and no. It's like it still is a thing where it's like Tony has your back, but he's also got a knife that he may put into it if he ever feels it's necessary. Like,
It's like
even like that's the one thing they captured in the MCU properly is like Tony is really an ends justifies the means kind of person, depending
Tony
upon
is
the
an
situation.
unintentional Batman with charisma, without the desire to be secretive.
Like, it's like I have to have contingencies to deal with everyone, and it's like technically I get you, but also like you never planned a contingency for yourself, and it's like
Right.
that's also kind of the problem. Like,
well, technically that's what Jarvis was supposed to be.
it was, but that we saw how that turned out. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
admittedly, but then again,
even when Jarvis is like, okay, so this is a stupid idea, it's like, I'm gonna do it anyway, Jarvis, and it's like, so what the fuck am I here for? Like, if
Sorry,
you're gonna
I-
override my counsel, why
well,
am I?
I misspoke. I didn't mean Jarvis. I meant Ultron. That was what Ultron was originally. It was supposed to be a computer that could monitor everyone and take care of all of those problems based on a set of rules that technically everybody agreed on was actually a good thing. The problem is nobody knew. Not even Stark could predict how the fucking one of the Infinity Stones was going to react when you plugged it into a goddamn computer. Like you literally gave sentience to a machine, instant sentience without gradual learning, and of course when the first thing an immediately hyper intelligent being becomes aware of is let's look at everything on the internet. Yeah, if I looked at everything on the internet for the first time in my life, I go, humans need to die. Humans need to die now. Last week, 10 years ago.
Heal yourself.
And just so much. So, I'm sorry, we got 100% sidetracked from Spider-Man. Yeah, so like they all have Tom Holland's one. They all have their good points. But I think the thing I can comfortably say that won't really be disputed is the original trilogy had the best design for the villain. Like, except the third movie's Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Topher Grace was not the move.
Eric Foreman as fucking Eddie Brock was not doing it. Like, no. Like,
But like the guy they got for Sandman, perfect. Doc Ock, perfect. Green Goblin, perfect.
yeah, William Dafoe, Alfred Molina.
Yeah, like the only real fuck up was
Sorry.
and I will say this, at least I will say visually, other than the lack of bulkiness, visually Venom was very good.
The only scene I ever liked. I remember the only thing I ever liked was like after fucking Peter exposes him, he's in the church. He's like, God, I know you don't normally do this, but can you please kill Peter Parker? And it's like, really, dude, you bad cause you.
Hey,
It's like you got bad because you basically played the game and lost.
right.
Like they made him a bitch, not just a hyper aggressive meathead. Like, because Eddie Brock's not stupid. He's just really aggressive because he's a jock.
Yeah.
But he's not. I mean, he's not like a genius or anything. But he's not like, you know, if you could present him clear-cut evidence, he'll be like, oh, okay, well, not doing that again.
Hey.
He's like, I'm no fool. Like, that was the whole reason why Venom turned into a pseudo good guy. Was once he realized what Peter was, he's like, oh, well, fuck, alright, I guess I have been kind of the asshole.
Well,
Like, I don't like you, but...
yeah, you're not a bad person, because, like, there was a point when Peter was dead, Venom actually became a hero. Like, he is not a bad person. He just genuinely and wholeheartedly hated Spider-Man for a very long time. It was a scorned lover on the symbiote's part. Yes, scorned lover on the symbiote's part. Right.
No.
No.
No, the first
no,
part-
because Pete got the symbiote from Battle World actually. It was a
Well,
crossover event in the comics.
That was in the that was Spectacular. No, that was that Amazing? The Spectacular Spider-Man was the one they did for the animated. It was the same comics series they did for the animated series, and that was
Spectacular was the animated one, which was
yeah.
based off of
It came down. It was actually very similar to the Venom movie. It came down on the space shuttle, but it was J. Jonah Jameson's son that it was attached to.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it attached to Spider-Man when he pulled it off of him. Afterwards, it went to Eddie Brock. Then it kind of. It didn't go back to Spider-Man. Yeah, it went to Eddie Brock. That's why Eddie fights like Spider-Man, because the symbiote learned its combat from Spider-Man. Because the only other host that it had was before Spider-Man was Jonah's son, which is that's not a combatant. Oh shit! Damn, where was that?
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
It's also why you could avoid Spider-Man's spider sense, because the symbiote wouldn't have learned the
knows
brave
what it
patterns.
is. Right.
yeah.
They emit the same wave patterns because it picked it up from Pete.
Oh, life
Oh
support.
god, I
bad.
gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
in the original in the comics, the symbiote originated from Battle World. He picked it up from Battle World in the 70s. He picked it up from Battle World and came back with it in the comics, and that was where it originated from. That was where it was first published.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Is like which version was that? Yeah, okay. I remember the Battle World one. I just didn't realize that was the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first one, and then the animated series, because they didn't have a multiversal crossover of it to spawn the symbiote, but they still wanted to use it. They figured, well, it's the thing that came from space, so let's just go ahead and put it on a spaceship. It'd be, like
I mean, there's still multiple adaptations for it.
Yeah. And it's a solid job, for sure. Wait, this is not the Weekend one. The Weekend
God
one,
damn, are you kidding me?
But, but yeah, so it's,
do you think we can
I
make it to the
would
defense? Okay.
like to see, because like Andrew's Spider-Man had Peter had a lot more aggression to him, so I would really like to see how the symbiote would how Andrew would do with the symbiote suit, how Andrew's Peter would do with the symbiote suit, because he's fresh off of the death of Gwen, and like he even alluded to it in No Way Home.
I just find it funny that because Yuri Lowenthal's doing the voice. Yeah, I still find it funny because Yuri Lowenthal does the voice of it for the PlayStation ones, and like they got him doing like the dark, gruff voice. I'm like, all right, there, Sasuke, calm down.
I must defeat my brother.
Yeah, man. Like, oh, that is another conversation that
We're not going to have tonight.
Nobody likes to have. But no.
Alright, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm too. This gets us a 9. I might pull up after this.
Oh, okay. Oh, back up and do another one and start another one?
Yeah, I prefer to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's done. I'm gonna have to sleep.
Do we want to just make a tentative plan for Saturday then?
Yeah, when I'm done doing whatever, sure.
Yeah. Obviously not during the day. Where are you at, man? Oh, that hurts.
One Volgadon down. Gotta take pictures. I always take pictures.
Oh.
Alright, I'll do that.
And it's
They're not doing a week break, so the next episode does come out on Sunday. Sweet. Good. Damn series. Watch that bitch get what she deserves.
Mellow red berry. Desert berry. Let's go. On my way. I have returned. So are we going after the Rathian too? Oh yeah, that's right. You did say you needed to fight another Rathian. That's right. Sorry, my bad.
Basically, Kareem is like, I don't give a fuck.
No, we were in the Spider-Man conversation. I am genuinely sorry, especially considering that you guys helped me with my Zenogre yesterday. So.
The Zenogre. Thunder boy. Right, Monday is Memorial Pursuit. I get a 3-day vacation.
Yep, Monday is Naz's birthday.
And I'll also get paid too.
Damn, I don't have the money for any Hufflepuff gear.
You're fine. You ain't gonna bother me if you get some Hufflepuff gear.
I still thought that was great.
I'm Slytherin, G Slytherin, so it's just.
He's just Hufflepuff. Come out of that shit with all the enthusiasm of a Teletubby.
It's for marking, setting things on fire. Bear. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I took out the other Volgadon, so another Wyvern shows up.
We know, we bought it already. Or at least some of us did.
Yeah, I got the, yeah. Okay, I'm going after the Rathian. I'm going after the Rathian because he's capable. I got you. I'm gonna go pick him up for you. You head to the Volvidon.
Beck, you said the silver, what was it, Lionels are underground?
They're above ground too, but there's an arena you can find them on above underground. There's a
Well,
coliseum. I don't
what's in
remember
the
where.
what's in the Coliseum? I would assume it's probably directly under the Coliseum on the big map, but
Probably, but it's
do
like.
you-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do you know what's in the I haven't been there yet, but do you know what's in the Coliseum on the above ground?
I've been near it, haven't been in it.
Okay.
I
Captured.
just use it as an area to get to the plateau.
Quite welcome. Volvodon. And wrap up this mission. He's in 9. So Camp 2. Now I'm gonna grab some more traps.
I'm genuinely surprised though that they stuck Miles in the store. I figured he'd be part of the battle pass and other people
Next
would
season,
be,
yeah.
and other people would be in the store.
He tried to run and I hopped off my pal knew with an arrow to the back. He mad. Insulted. On the battle pass, that's what I was thinking. It says across the Spider-Verse body as opposed to...
Ah!
Holy, because I'm about to fall asleep.
Alright, we'll pick it up later.
That's fine.
You have yourself a wonderful week.
I'll finish it up tomorrow.
It's good to know Steinax is tankier than I gave him credit for.
Oh yeah, that dude is beef monster.
I was forgetting to use his circle power. I didn't realize it made it that fucking tanky.
Block the sweeps.
Let's make another mix.
He's nubby.
One of their horses and rides. What?
Trap down.
Bastard.
Right on to it.
Oh wow, 2 Captain Volvodons and the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that gets me the wing talons I need. If it doesn't,
The winged talons of Volvodron! I'm sorry.
Have a wonderful evening, Mark. That's gonna do it for tonight's stream for sure.
Good night, Mac.
Good night, bro. Beast Gym, Volvodon Claws, Rat.
Oh no. I only got 1 wrestling talent. It's all Volvodon claws.
Oh my goodness.
God damn it.
Real quick, are you guys gonna continue playing after the stream or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a 10-minute, 20-minute break. You guys can run some some missions to get you up to 5 because that's where I'm at now.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I should be back by the time you have 5.
Okay. That sounds fine.
This has been another edition of SoulSymPlays. I have been your host. With me tonight was Vonhelgen.
Lord, goddamn Gallon.
And in the gallery we had KaiseroftheNorth. Janemba.
The bringer of cowbell.
MEK was with us. And
The taker of
also-
cowbell.
And also the Destin. Well, I'm presuming is either
The
muted or sleeping.
one the cowbells fall on.
Eat ass.
Say goodbye to this thing, goddammit.
I don't want to talk that back.
Oh,
I love you.
speaking of which, Destin, I determined why I can't play that game that you're playing.
What,
Wait, are you
fighting?
still? No, are you? What are you playing? I thought you were playing Titan, Path of Titans.
Oh, okay.
Are you not? Oh, okay. I thought you were playing Path of Titans. No, the reason I can't play Path of Titans is I realized I would just end up the entire time playing a T-Rex running around going, "Halt! I am Reptar! Halt! I am Reptar!"
That's every reason to play it. Fuck you, me.
Uh,
I should be going around trying to capture tiny things that go into caves and going, oh, the big head, small arms.
Motherfucker, that means you stop playing what you're playing right now and get on it. What you mean?
Tomorrow we will be back with Throwback Thursday?
Speaking of, I
Tough
need
Guy
to go.
Thursday. Something for Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow, you know it. Same time, same place. Till then, stay safe, stay blessed, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.